Thank you and welcome back to Race Industry Week 2023. With us this morning is Joe Castello. Welcome back to the program, Joe. Glad to have you on. You're going to be busy the next 2 days.
Oh, yes, I'm super excited. Good morning. Good morning, Francis. Good morning, Judy. And good morning, the entire EPARTRADE world out there. This is something that I have grown to really look forward to when we get to the end of the season, and I'm excited to have been invited back.
Absolutely. So it is time to bring Rodi Basso from the E1 series. We have known, Judy and I have known Rodi for many years from his McLaren days, his Magneti days, and Rodi has been in the industry for a very long time, and everything he does and everything he touches become gold. So
it's so impressive. It's so impressive
Yes.
watching him shift around in the industry, and he just does bigger and better things.
Absolutely. So Rodi is with us. My understanding is there is a little video that we're going to show you about Rodi's new racing series. So I'm getting a signal from our producer. We'll start with the video and then Joe will let you carry on.
Let's go, E1.
10 teams with mixed gender pilots.
Foil to foil, side by side, and a bold move on the inside.
There has to be a bit of madness.
We're taking number one.
Slick move around the outside.
Some of the biggest celebrities and sporting legends in the world.
I can't wait to see my team as the first E1 champion.
I know you have got 22 Grand Slams, but let's see who is champion of the water in E1.
I made history on the field. Now we'll become champions of the water.
Team Brady pulling ahead, breaks away of the wash.
E1 Season 1, 2024. Don't miss it.
And how exciting is that? Rodi, welcome, of course, to Industry Week. Nice to meet you. I'm Joe. And in my research of this series, the E1 World Championship, the idea that you have covered so much ground in so little time, covering your personal passions, racing, sustainability, the water, nature, and put something together that looks like it's been around for 20 years already. To simplify the question, how have you done all of this?
First of all, thank you for the very kind introduction and for the invite to this forum that is becoming a bit of a tradition for all the like-minded people. And so I have to say, I'm sure I will say something very obvious for the incredible guest that you had and you will have after me. But, you know, when you have a project of this size, a dream of this magnitude, it is very important to have around you the right people or aside you. So I have to say my very first good move was to go and propose this project to Alejandro Agag, who's the only human being who has developed 3 championships in the last 10 years and he has already launched the 4th for 2025, the 4th championship worldwide. And of course, Alejandro is an incredible guidance in the world of developing championship in a very short time. On my side, I came with the passion and strong belief in the combination of sports and technology. And also, I have to say, on a more lofty and naive way, I love the water. I'm a sailor, and I wanted to move from racetrack to harbors and yacht clubs and lovely place of this world. And by looking and studying the marine industry, I realized that what I have learned in more than 20 years of racing and technology supplying in racing and high-end automotive could benefit the marine industry. So by putting all this together and finding the right partners on the technical side, sponsors, investor, we managed in less than 9 months to put together the first prototype and demonstrate that we could fly on the water and be full electric.
Amazing. Well, electric has been such a hot topic over the past several years, sustainability as well. And I believe that you are tackling one of the greatest challenges. Many people believe that some things like this are impossible to mix sustainability and the water together because it's such a great physical challenge to power these boats. But you've done it with the RaceBird outboard motor. You got the folks from Mercury involved. Just amazing how you've been able to accomplish it. And we're getting ready for an event, which is excellent. I want everybody to know you'll be in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia for the first race of your 2024 championship. This thing is about to start again. How are you feeling about that as you prepare for this launch of 2024?
Joe, I just landed 1 hour and a half ago from, and I was in Jeddah in the last 5 days, and I had the chance to look at a few sport events that are building in Saudi, in particular in Jeddah, the America's Cup and the ATP Next Generation. Of course, this is tennis on a different field, but the vision of sport events in the country is something that I've never seen elsewhere. So they are very keen to become the capital of sports. And of course, there is a roadmap. It won't be something that will happen straightforward, but we know how much the country is investing in sport and believes in sport events as an accelerator of the economy for the local people. As you say, I'm super excited. Next week, during the COP28 in Dubai, we will count 50 days from the first race weekend, 2nd and 3rd of February. And we are ready. We are ready. The boats are ready. We are going to ship them very soon to the country. And we have an incredible list of guests that will join us. We will count more than 500 guests in the hospitality, 2,000-3,000 people, order of magnitude, for our fan zone, which we call the Acceleration Festival. And we reckon, they've just finished to build a fantastic promenade close to the water where the race will happen. And we reckon there will be more than 10,000 people showing up to enjoy the show.
Wow. Amazing. And in the video, I did a little research prior to watching that video, and I saw that, Rafa is involved, but then Tom Brady and so many others, Steve Saki, like these people who are world known in their own arena, whether it be football or DJing or tennis, etc., have all kind of come together to support your endeavor with E1. How are you able to pitch and accomplish that? As we know, star power and spotlight brings more attention and energy, and you've really been able to capture that. Was it a tough sell? Was it a challenge? Were these people eager to get in? It certainly looks like they're enthusiastic.
They are. And Joe, thank you very much for this question, because I must confess, when I started all this, I had in my mind the model of motorsport, in particular Formula One, where I started racing. And I tried to test the interest from the OEMs in the marine industry. There are big players that actually now are flying in terms of economy because they have orders for the next 3-4 years. It's just amazing what's happening in the industry. And I tried the appetite, but I have to say, I didn't find the same enthusiasm and the same tradition as in automotive, in recognizing racing and the incredible platform it is for technology development and for marketing. So to promote the brand even more. So at that point, together with Alejandro, we decided to switch to another strategy. There are no famous pilots in powerboating. And also the engineers, they don't have a Adrian Newey, as you had the chance to have in this forum a few minutes ago. So we thought that the best thing was to have aspirational people who could inspire and could spread around as much as possible what we are trying to achieve, which is accelerating the efficiency of water mobility by developing a new sport platform as E1 World Championship is. And so we try with a few big names, but we were, I have to say, humbled by the interest that we found by from a ranking of sport legend or entertainment people who are interested in E1 for the competition nature, the competitive nature of the sport itself, but especially for the impact. So all these legends are at the top of their career, or they've just finished their career, and as a next step, they all want to give back to the world, and they want to leverage their incredible followership to deliver new messages, positive messages, finally, of optimism through actions, like, again, we are trying to achieve. And so one by one, you know, we started a bit of from the network of Alejandro. Sometimes we've been approached, and we all find the same kind of attitude and the same kind of interest in all of them. It is worth saying that so far, considering the number of followers that all the celebrities that we have together, the team, our team owner, can achieve, we are in the region of 500 million. And we are working, there are other two that might join, and if we get them on board, we will be south of 1 billion in terms of social channel followership, which of course for a brand new sport platform that is still needs to start is quite an achievement.
Certainly. And that's how you do it. they show you the visual of the boats on the water is a spectacle. And we're watching one video. I can only imagine the race and the competition. Let's spend a little time on that. You have a unique formula, 2 different drivers in each boat, 2 different genders. Explain the situation and why you feel that will be captivating to people around the world.
Very good. So our first season will see 7 races. And we will, as I mentioned, we'll start from Jeddah to then move to Venice, Monaco, Geneva, a few others I cannot announce, but we will announce by the end of this year. And we will have maximum 12 teams. For season 1, we envisage a minimum of 8 teams, but as I mentioned earlier, there are other 2 advanced conversations which might land by the start of the season. Every team will have 1 performance engineer, 2 mechanics, a team principal, and 2 drivers, a male and a female. We have launched an academy for the pilots because we want to attract not only the existing powerboating athletes, but we will have also athletes coming from other sports like Extreme E, Rally, BMX. You know, it's important they are about the athletes working on the speed, and we are training them in order to be ready for Jeddah. In terms of the race format, the race weekend is based on 2 days. The first one will see free practice and qualifying. In particular, qualifying is based on a match race concept, 2 boats at a time with a bit of a velodrome design. So they run on parallel symmetric circuits, let's say, or lines, and they will only find each other again on the finish line, let's say, so 2-3 laps. And the male and the female, all of them will have a session, and then we will adapt the lap time, okay? So it will be a team championship, and the best lap, of course, will get the pole position. Then we move into racing, and for racing, we have a bit like in tennis, quarter, semi-final, and finals. Also in this case, the team will have to decide who runs first. After the quarter of final, there will be another session with match races with 4 boats at a time, where whoever didn't pass the quarter has another chance to go ahead through this new heat. And then, of course, as I mentioned, we go forward with the semi-final and finals to see who's going to win the race. And this will happen in day 2. So amazing. That's the overall, yeah.
No, I think it's tremendous. And again, the visual is a spectacle, and you're merging so many important things, sustainability. As someone who came up through motorsports, who worked at Ferrari during the Michael Schumacher era, who worked with Adrian, who's worked at McLaren, can you talk a little bit about your personal arc and understanding that sustainability is important? So many in motorsports, and I personally come from the world of drag racing where it's excess and power, and we're going to be talking about that a lot today, but I recognize that it's important. You, as someone who worked in Formula One in what many people would call the golden era, to know and understand and have embraced that and now want to showcase that in this new E-World Championship, E1 World Championship, just how did you come to that conclusion?
Well, I have to say, I completely see your points. You know, I come from Formula One, and absolutely, I don't regret any day of my initial professional career, because actually I owe everything to Formula One. This is where I really got a fantastic experience, and I've met and I was actually reporting to incredible people of the liking of Adrian, of liking of Ross Brawn, Jean Todt, Rory Byrne, and I have another few. I mean, Christian Horner, I have to say, we can definitely put him in this ranking given his incredible track record so far. So I absolutely was excited about the idea of pushing the limits and get more power and more speed. In the meantime, well, first of all, in Formula One, I also, since they introduced first the KERS system and then the more complex system, I've always been involved when I was in Magneti Marelli and in McLaren in developing and understanding those systems and how to integrate in order to reach the target power. And I have to say, as an engineer, in particular as an aerospace engineer, you know, when you mention sustainability, it's becoming a bit of a tricky words this day, because it looks like there are all the topics about the greenwashing and what we're really doing and how much we have actually a problem of environment. There are people challenging also this fundamental question and fundamental point. Well, I had the opportunity and the privilege to talk to incredible people, including Carlos Duarte, who is our Chief Scientist Officer. And is one of the most important, actually, he's the most important marine biologist of the world, according to Thomson Reuters. And I asked him the clear question, Carlos, do we have an issue with the environment? Or is this some strange trend or some strange rumor that is going around with no science? And Carlos and his colleagues confirming that we actually see some strange behavior in terms of the temperature that we have in the planet, the temperature of the water, the acidity of the water, and many other parameters. Consider that more than 50% of the people in the world live close to the coastline. So we are made of water. We are incredibly close to the water. And I decided that I want to do something about it. Now, let me wrap up by saying two main points that really drives me in these days. First of all, as an engineer, we need to switch the concept of power and speed to efficiency and acceleration. So this is where I reckon the sport should go, because if you look also at our everyday life, you know that London has got an average speed of 5 miles per hour in the city, and the cities, especially the big one, are getting more and more crowded. I mean, and the limits will be higher and higher because of the very fair road safety that we need to address, but also for the pollution. So I have to say, especially the younger people, the younger generation, they don't get what we were getting, you know, this thrive and pursuit of maximum power and maximum speed. So we need to find new way to address this through efficiency instead of maximum power, and the acceleration to get the thrill and the excitement of the sport, but also in our everyday life. So that's actually my second point. It's important to again, switch the conversation from sustainability to the pursuit of efficiency. And if there are ways, even in any formula that doesn't have any hybrid or electric component, to improve this efficiency, I think we will guarantee to all these series, formulas, and championship a long-term future, because the next generation is very much interested into this, and because in actual fact, we have an issue, we need to address it with responsibility.
Excellent. Thank you for giving that explanation. I think it's going to help a lot of people who maybe haven't thought beyond they like fast cars and fast boats to understand that it's all connected. What is what would we be trying to accomplish to speak to people out there right now? Do we want them to go to the website? Are we selling tickets to the race? What is the greatest benefit you could receive out of the next 2 minutes or so to our EPARTRADE audience? I think we, where can we watch as the series goes on this year? How can the average person who is watching right now follow along and keep track and keep up with the E1 World Championship?
Right. Well, thanks for this opportunity, first of all. And I will say for sure, one way to be updated is our website, that is e1series.com. And E1 Series is also the name for all our social channels on Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, TikTok. And we will keep feeding information. Again, by the end of this year, we will announce also our media portfolio. We will have a worldwide international media channel broadcasting live the finals of our race weekends, together, of course, with our social channels as a stream in real time. From the 15th of January, I will basically move to Jeddah in preparation of the first race weekend. There will be many initiatives to promote and to provide content and simulation through the simulations of the race weekend. So I would say that from mid-January to the first race, we will bombard the world with our activities, with our news. And so there will be more and more information coming up.
Very exciting. I think it's amazing. And the boats are so beautiful. We're talking about efficiency and we're talking about acceleration, but the image of the boat up on what I would call plane, I guess. Tell me about Sophie Horn. And
sure.
If you're a designer, like what an amazing just vehicle in general. It looks like something out of Star Wars.
Well, Sophie is a key person in our project because she's a designer and she inspired the adoption of the foils to let the boat fly literally on the water. And I took on board this inspiration from Sophie because I thought of all the development in automotive, and I recognized that whenever you move into an electrified propulsion system, you need to review completely the design of the vehicle or the vessel in order to welcome the state of the art of an electric system. As many people know, the density of the water is 800 times higher than the density of the air. So by lifting the boat, only after 10 knots, we start taking off and be completely free of the water, apart from the propeller and the very last bit of the main foils. In this way, we gain an incredible efficiency, and this allowed us to have a smaller battery and the range that we need for our race format. So it was great to listen to this inspiration because it allowed me to engineer the final solution and get on board all the other engineers and supplier and partners in order to put everything together. What I would like to say as well is, of course, foils comes with challenge because as we see in America's Cup, foils, which is, by the way, a 100 years old technology, They have a limit around 50 knots, which is about 60 plus miles per hour, or about 90 plus kilometers per hour, because of the physics. So the fluid around the foils gets detached, and then you lose the lift to keep the boat up. So by one side, for me, this is an incredible opportunity for jeopardy and unpredictability of the final results of the race. But of course, if you want to go faster, because of course powerboats goes faster, the double of the speed, of course they have a limit. So we are studying solution for the next generation of our boat. But first of all, we will understand how much the top speed will be relevant for our spectacle. Maybe it won't be relevant, because given the size of our machine, we are targeting and inspiring the leisure boating, which is absolutely in line with the speed that we achieve. Actually, we go much faster than an average leisure boat, and also in terms of size and dimensions and everything. So given the segment we are looking into, the solution that we have put in place is exactly what we needed, and we reckon very strongly is what all the industry needs in order to be more efficient.
Excellent. Well, we thank you for your presentation and obviously wish you the best of luck. But judging on your career, I don't know that you need tons of luck. You have been pretty successful in all that you have done so far. So good luck. We'll be watching, and thank you for spending time with us today on EPARTRADE Industry Week.
Thank you. It's always great to be surrounded by friends. Thank you, Francisca. Thank you, Julie. Really great to see you, and congratulations for this platform that is getting better and better every year, like a proper racing organization. So
well, thank you,
well done.
Rody. And I'm so proud of you and your series. It's just amazing to watch.
Thank you so much. That's very kind of you.
Thank you, Rody.
Registering on EPARTRADE is easy. To start, click on the Join for Free button on the homepage. First, search your company to see if it's already in our database. If you see your company on the list, click on it to select it. Then, choose Claim Company if you are one of the decision makers, an owner, marketing person, or main company contact. Or choose Join Company if you are an employee, and press Continue. If you couldn't find your company in our database, select Register a New Company. On the following page, fill out your name, email, phone number, job title, and choose a secure password. If you chose Register a New Company, you'll need to choose your business type. Select Supplier if you're looking to display products or services and connect with buyers. Choose Racing Business if you're looking to source new parts and connect with suppliers. Choose Race Team if you own or are a member of a professional race team. Then, enter your company name. Please provide a website, Facebook page, or LinkedIn if you have one, and choose to either claim or join the company. You can view and agree to our terms of use here. If you'd like to receive our weekly newsletter, choose Accept. Finally, click Register Now and your registration will be submitted for approval. An email will be sent to your inbox. Please confirm your email address and you will be approved shortly. Welcome to EPARTRADE.